Morning. It's 6 o'clock, and in a twist of events, I found a lonely hiker yesterday who also lost a family, and so we are teaming up and going up Mt Elbert together today.
Okay. I'm Ahoy. How old am I? God, 32. It came back to me. From Atlanta, Georgia. So a little ways from home. Oddly enough, I've been hiking around and traveling for a while, and I did not want to be a real person again. I really enjoyed this pretend world that we're in, and I checked my bank account, and there was just enough to make it another 6 months in the woods. And I've wanted to Triple Crown for honestly forever. And so getting 2/3 of the way through felt like a really, really good way to spend a summer.
All right. How long have you been on the trail?
2 months as of a couple of days ago.
Okay, so anything you learned in those 2 months?
How to not die in a snowpack. That was a big one. How to not get frostbite. That was a great one. I'm a Southern girl. My people consider cold anything in honestly the 40s. The 50s are pretty cold sometimes. And so waking up from camp when it was about 16 degrees outside has been an adjustment. But mostly just how to thrive in an environment that's trying to kill you. Oh God, I learned how to glissade by learning how not to glissade, and ended up shooting down 300 feet in a matter of about 40 seconds. Could not stop, nearly crashed into my friend. Spent the next day hiking through snowpack that had been iced over by a blizzard, got caught in a whiteout, and I functionally spent the next 7 hours hiking where I could not feel my face, not from the cold, but because I was just so stressed out. But it's fine, we survive.
Right, then you have to tell me about the best day, because that sounds horrible.
Honestly, almost every other day has been pretty fantastic. A peak for me, though, has been something about trail magic on the CDT hits truly like magic. And I think my favorite one was I was by the spigot on the side of a road in New Mexico, because a quarter of New Mexico are these god-awful roadwalks. And I'm just standing there being the hiker trash I am, using this faucet to clean off, and this trucker pulls up. And he's like, "Hey, you doing okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you want a snack?" I'm like, "Of course I want a snack." And so homeboy pulls over, he whips out a Dr. Pepper and a couple of Twinkies. It's like, "Here you go." And I'm like, "Okay, rad, I'll take it." At this point, I was hiking by myself. The rest of my family was a little further behind me. And so I can take my snacks and I go and I'm hiking. And then I kid you not 45 minutes later, a truck pulls over. He goes, "Hey, you hiking the CDT?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you want an apple?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I want an apple." So then dude pulls over and gives me an apple and more snacks. And then as we get up there, we get to Davila Ranch. And I meet the owner of the ranch, and he goes, "Hey, there's eggs and potatoes in the fridge. Go wild." And I'm like, "What a day. You normally don't get that many snacks all in a row." The tip that I will give is, if your shoes freeze, if you know they're going to freeze, just do yourself a favor, put them in a trash bag and bring them inside your tent, because it's better to have wet, semi-wet and cold shoes than it is absolutely frozen shoes. But if you're going to commit to the frozen shoe life, at least loosen the laces before you go to bed. That way you can sort of kind of get them on in the morning. And I just think people need to be more aware that your shoes will betray you when you need them the most.
We're gonna slack pack it, meaning we leave all our stuff down here at the bottom, food and gear, and only taking a super light backpack up because we're coming down the same way, and it's a lot easier to go up without weight. Left camp at 6:15, which isn't terribly early, but it's absolutely fine for what we have planned and also what the weather prognosis looks like. Ahoy is very quick, so let's see how it turns out. Even though Mt Elbert is the highest peak in Colorado, it's also one of the easiest. I was told the other day that the trail that goes up to the mountain now was used for donkey carts in the past, so it should be pretty well established and not too steep. It's 7:15. Just crossed 12,000 feet and we're out of the woods. Back there in the valley, you can see Leadville and Torquay Lake, I think. That's what it should be. And the red line passes on the left of this valley, kind of circles all around that. And then you could hitch in to Leadville from the north. So I'm just heading down from Mt Elbert. It was definitely the easiest climb of the three. The trail up there is really top-notch quality, very gradual, not completely unproblematic, and the view is gorgeous though. You can see the entire valley from Twin Lakes all the way up to Leadville, so you can see almost like 3 days of red line walking, and yeah, like I said, I love the views. Mt Elbert was the last 14er for me in Colorado, since I'll be going through Silverthorne to spread Will's ashes. I will be on the Silverthorne alternate, so that bypasses Gray's Peak, which is another 14er that's on the red line. But yeah, I'm really glad I did these climbs. I enjoyed them a lot, and once I'm down here, we're gonna collect our stuff, fill up our backpacks with everything that we left downstairs, and then head out or continue on the red line towards Leadville / Frisco / Silverthorne. What's your take on climbing Mount Elbert?
Easier than I thought, actually. I'm quite surprised. Used to mantling trees, and a nice smooth track to the top is well worth it.
So you would suggest it to fellow hikers?
I think so. I think it's a worthwhile side trip, especially because, you know, it's the biggest mountain in Colorado. Why not?
So our little joint adventure is already coming to an end. There's Howie will be also going to climb Mount Massive, which is just about 5 miles from here, and I will continue on the red line, as I've had my share of climbing already, and I also have to be in Silverthorne by next weekend because I have some more side quest plans. Well, hooray! Our gear is still here. The trail down here that traverses just below Elbert and Massive. It's actually a really good quality. It's a fantastic trail, very even, soft, nice to walk on. Exactly what I'm needing after the climb this morning. I'm now in camp just below Mount Massive, which I will not summit tomorrow. Today was a really great day. Not only was the summit of Mt Elbert really neat, it was also really cool to hike with somebody for a while. Just have somebody to talk to and share experiences with. Now tomorrow I'll continue on the red line because I do plan to be in Silverthorne by the weekend. So the next couple of days will be normal hiking again on the red line and getting back into the rhythm.